York.
Exactly. Gretsch started the business in 1883, 1895. He was out in Europe buying instruments and parts, and he died something he bought to travel. My grandfather at that point was 15 years old, oldest of 7 children, and he came into the business in 1895, and he turned out to be a heck of a businessman. And so in 1950, when he was 70 years old, he took his young grandson, me, to the factory building that he had built at 36 years old, a 10-story building there, and I know I got my spirit for the business from my grandfather. Fast forward 1958, got my first paycheck in the Gretsch business in Brooklyn, working there in the summer, and that's 50 years ago this year. So
God bless you, God bless you. So let's see, when the son of Frederick took over the company, again, let's see who was paying attention. How old was he? There you go, my dear, she's paying attention. Thank you very much.
That's Grandpa.
That's Grandpa.
Talking about Grandpa.
Okay, so that takes us from Friedrich to Fred, and then where do you go from there?
So that was Fred Sr.
Fred Sr.?
And he had 3 sons. Fred Jr. was the first one, my dad, Bill the second, and Dick the third. And the third son, born in 1908, will be 100 years old in June, and it's still going in Connecticut. And he had 8 children.
Hey, I wonder if anybody in the room would know the address when the Gretsch company established their building in Brooklyn, New York. I wonder if there's any Gretsch enthusiasts here that knows the address of that building. Any guesses? No? How about maybe what's that? Yeah, that's close. You may be.
I love it.
You may be a winner here. I'll take. Let's see. I'll take maybe not the actual address. How about maybe a street name in New York? Huh? 97th Street, would you say? Maine? Oh man, what's next? Usually down a we're getting close, you know what? First Street? There we go, man, way to go. Broadway is the answer. Probably that building is still there, is that right, Fred?
It's still there, built in 1916 when Grandpa was 36, and they turned it into luxury condos 5 years ago. So you get a luxury condo in the Gretsch building, and it's right there by the Williamsburg Bridge if you're coming into Brooklyn from Manhattan. There on the right-hand side.
There were many milestones that took place within the Gretsch company. I know when there was something very significant that happened in 1954.
Absolutely, 54 we signed Chet Atkins as a major endorser for Gretsch guitars, and the long line of Chet Atkins Gretsch guitars began in that year.
So I know when I was that was a major milestone and a big kudo for Gretsch to bring on Chet Atkins. And of course there was another major event that took place in 1964. I know I was 9 years old in 1964, and who was that?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to get to Chet Atkins. George Harrison emulated his style of playing, loved his guitars, and bought one in the UK, and of course played it on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I wonder if anybody out here knows the name of that model. Excuse me, the name of that. Look at this guy right there, man. Thanks, dude. He knows. Beatle fan? Way to go. Okay, so we had Chet Atkins came along, and then we had George Harrison with the Beatles, and then we had another major milestone that happened, 1980, what was that?
85?
85, there you go.
Yeah, so 85 is when the business came back to the family again. It was sold to the Baldwin Piano Company in 67. So I was a young man at the time, and the business was booming. Frederick Jr. was 62 years old, and he sold the business, and I vowed to buy it back. Took me 17 years to do it.
We're sure glad that you did that, Fred. Thank you so much.
When I got the business back in 85, guitars have been out of production for 6 years.
Okay, I got to
start all over again.
I got a T-shirt. Who can name that famous band that Brian Setzer came on the scenes? Right there, brother. Thanks. All right. Thank Fred, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you, Joe.
If any of you would like to have a historic, collectible, something to take away from this show, Fred's going to be right here. Grab one of these. Oh no, our guys are asleep here. If you want to hang on here, we'll get some Gretsch catalogs, and Mr. Gretsch will autograph them for you if you like. So stick around. I'm going to grab a box of them, and I will be right back.
Thank you.